Yo, let me ask you a question. Y'all ready for an extraordinary collaboration? Yo, ready to kick some axe? G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza and today I'm doing a collaboration video and my part is one out of two parts with the folks over at punishedprops.com, and they also have a YouTube channel of the same name, Punished Props. These guys are amazingly talented. If you're into art and creativity, you should go check them out because they do a pretty hands-on version of what artists do, but as the name might suggest, they create props, weapons, costumes, and the like. So I'm really excited because I will be collaborating with these guys today in designing a weapon that they will be creating. So like I said, this is part one of two, the part one being the design, which I'm going to be doing, and the part two is going to be the creating, which they're going to be doing. They're going to take what I've put on paper and make it tangible and real. So once we've finished our design process, make sure to jump over to their YouTube channel and watch the completion, the creation of the design in a physical form. I'm so excited to see what comes about, but I have yet to design something, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. So today I'm going to design a battle axe as if it was wielded by a powerful dwarf, but I'm going to mix it up a bit and I'm going to create a sci-fi themed and styled battle axe. So normally what I like to do is find a reference that I use as a bit of a solid base, and sometimes with weapon designs I work with silhouettes and tweak the silhouette a bit, but I'm going to do something a bit different today. I'm going to find a design I want to use as a foundation, copy that and put it into a Photoshop file, paste it multiple times, and then I'll tweak it in different ways and see what direction I like going in. But I don't want to look at sci-fi axe designs that other people have created because I don't want to find myself too subconsciously influenced by someone else's design. I want to see where I naturally go on my own. Okay, so I like this axe. This is, I think from Skyrim, but it walks that line between being fantasy and then obviously very heavily based on more realistic medieval battle axes. So I want to use this as a foundation because I think that's probably a better starting point than actual medieval battle axes. Okay, so I've pasted the axes multiple times. I'm going to bring the opacity of all of these things down, and I'm actually going to save this as an image and print it several times on a piece of paper. And just like that, I have this printed up on a piece of paper. I don't need that anymore, and lo and behold, I can now draw on it. It's always nice to start off with a foundation you like, but be willing to break away from it. And one of the things that I'm aware of is if I'm designing a weapon and I just start drawing on a piece of paper, after maybe the third or fourth drawing, I'll start to settle into something. And I feel like starting to feel that safe too quickly is probably not the best way to go. You want to be able to experiment and try as many different things as possible to find the coolest combination and be brave when you design. So what I'm actually going to be doing now is taking a Sharpie and a fairly thick fine liner, and I'm going to use these to alter the silhouettes and add some pretty obnoxious design features to all of these axes. And this is going to make the design process really fluid and natural and fun because there's no pressure. I can screw up the design. In fact, let's screw up the first design. Let's give it a big circle here, a bunch of circles on the side here. That doesn't make any sense at all, but it doesn't have to because I'm showing you how wonderfully free-flowing the process is. So obviously that's not a design I would go with. It doesn't look sci-fi or good at all. But the point I'm trying to make is I really want to be fluid and not rigid. And if I don't come up with a design after filling in 2 pieces of this paper, then I can print out 5 more and just keep going until I hit the sweet spot. And that's really what you want to do. You just want to be experimental and flow with your ideas as they come. So I have my first batch of designs here. I like the direction a couple of these are going in, but there are some others that remind me very specifically of the Wu-Tang Clan logo. So I think that based on that, we should probably just cross a couple of those off. I'm gonna say my absolute favorite is this one. Now I'm slightly worried about that, to be honest, because there was something I had in mind when I drew this one, and that was it being in 2 parts. So I feel like I'm making a real dick move on these guys, but man, if they could make a prop which split up into an axe that sort of like had one part like that and then another part like that, and it like unclicked, and you could like have a small axe and then your big axe still. That would be so cool. I want to go forward with this as my design base, but I will design it in such a way that it looks cool as one piece, and they could maybe design it so it looks like it breaks into 2. I don't know about the practicalities of prop building. I'm very curious though to see if they can pull off having it pull into 2 parts. We'll see how that evolves. I'm now going to fill in my second design sheet, but this time I'll be using my axe here as a bit of a base. I will use some elements, not elephants, from some of these other designs to experiment. For example, like an orb or like these circuit board designs, but I think the general idea of an asymmetrical silhouette and an axe that breaks up into 2 parts, and then some of these sort of decals and that sort of handle design is what I want to move forward with, and we'll sort of see how that goes. So I'm actually just going to stop right there, because when I finished drawing this one here, I felt the magic happen. I felt the shivers down my spine. I love the silhouette. I love the way that it looks individually if it were able to split up. I feel like it carries a pretty strong sci-fi look, looking nice and clean and sleek while still obviously being a battle axe. The blades could potentially be slightly bigger, but I also think color and working with light and maybe where buttons and things are going to go is going to make a big difference. So I think the best place to go from here is starting to refine this design into something a little more clean and solid. So now what I'm going to do is, on a new piece of paper, I'm going to recreate this in just line work and maybe add some details, and then I'm going to play around with color. But as you can see, I've got a bit of a straight line, front on piece here, so that if my wonderful collaborators need something a little more solid as a reference to create some measurements from, that they have that. But then also this clearly communicates the function that, obviously a break up into 2 parts. I would imagine, to be honest, that when it's all one piece like this, the hands would sort of go here, holding these parts of the handles. And then I feel like when it's in 2 parts, obviously one hand holds this axe at that handle, and then the other one would be more in the center bit here. This longer end of the axe here would probably act as a counterweight, so that one could still wield this big long axe with one hand while swinging the other one around. Now the next step is to mess around with color. So what I'm going to do is scan this on the computer and play around just with this orthogonal side piece with just some colors, and just really loosely play around. So I'm going to do that now, and we'll take it up into Photoshop and go forward from there. So I scanned in my image, I cropped, copied, and pasted it, and obviously pasted it several times. So now I have my axe laid out in 6 duplicates of the original. I can even flick back to my original reference, and you can see that we're quite a distance away from where we began, but it was a really helpful thing to have that to start off with. So I'm going to add a layer underneath here, and I'm actually going to, let's select a random bright color just to show you how to do this. If I paint, you can see that obviously the cropped pages still block it all off. So I'm going to select my axes layer and move the blend modes down to multiply. And now anything I paint underneath is going to show through. Let's just do the first axe here. I might select a base color, something like this, and just really loosely paint it. It's not very pretty, as you can see, but I'm just experimenting with tones to see what I like and see what I want to move forward with. So usually what I like to do is start off with a base tone or base color like that, select a darker color and fill in some of the details to see what areas could be made darker and what could be made lighter. And then what you want to do is pick a few colors to really pop. So if I select a really bright blue, I might put these in some of these circle areas where perhaps light could be put. Hint, hint, collaborator prop builder, hint, hint. And you also want a variety of colors. So for example, I might want to get a really bright orange and put these in the wires that go around the axe like this. And then if you go with broader areas of color, let's say for example, we want a color in the handle of the axe, I would generally go with more muted, slightly desaturated colors so that it's not too overwhelming. So I'm going to repeat this process with the rest of the axes, again keeping it really rough and loose. We just want to see what color combinations work really well and what stands out, and then we'll see what we're looking at the end and then apply it to our final illustration. I did try and break outside of my inhibitions a little bit. I think with these top left two you can see that it's a bit vanilla, so I tried to play around with colors a bit more, and I think it does help when I am a little bit more outside of my comfort zone. That being said, some of these are so cool that I have no idea what to pick. Number one is this black one. I think that's really cool, definitely different, looks more like a dark sort of industrial looking, pretty kick-ass axe, bit more for like a bad guy or like maybe an anarchist or something like that. This number two here looks much more imperial, pretty kick-ass as well, but sort of like maybe some sort of a lawkeeper's axe or a heroic noble sort of character. And then three just sort of looks cool in general. I really like that steampunk-esque look to it and the warmth to the design, but that bronzy copper sheen to the blade itself is sort of different and kind of nice as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to transform this into the color scheme by applying it to my traditional image here. To apply the final color scheme, I'll be using Copic markers, which have a nice poppy color to them, and then we'll have a finished design. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is my finished axe design. It's a futuristic sci-fi-ish axe, and I have no idea how doable this is as far as a prop goes, but you guys are gonna find out because you can jump over to the Punished Props video and YouTube channel now to see the result. The link is on the screen and in the description. I haven't seen it yet, obviously, because I made this before they made the axe, so you know, the future will come about and editing will bring it all together, but man, I am excited to see this thing come to life. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it's been informative to you if you're interested in designing weapons or cosplay things for yourself. I really do think that using simple foundations to start off with and using a bit of a process of elimination while making sure that you're allowing yourself to be really free will inevitably take you to places you didn't think you would go and leave you with a conclusion that you're highly satisfied with. And that's how I'm feeling with this design. So I am beyond excited to see what Punished Props do with this. Thanks so much for watching this video and for supporting my channel, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for new content every week. If you want to support my work and get some goodies for yourself, head over to my store for archives, ebooks, digital brushes, video courses, and more. If you enjoyed this video, here's a link to another video you might like from this channel. And if you want even more, make sure to check out all my behind the scenes action on my vlog channel, Daily Jazza. That's it for now. Thanks for joining the arty party, and until next time, I'll see you later.